Hey Paisley, excuse me, nice job. Yeah, I think this is really starting to look a lot better. I think that with the simpler background, the caricature can really stand out. You can probably see that yourself. So it's not going to really make an impact on your grade, but if you want to still work on this, I think you could still have a much stronger portfolio piece. So just a few suggestions. I know everybody loves this kind of warp text, but overall in the design industry, it's kind of considered kind of a little cheesy. So, I mean, it's up to you totally if you want to change it or not. But what I would do though is I would probably go in. Let me find where your text is. Again, if you split these up on 3 different layers, you're going to have a lot more flexibility. Having evenly spaced text, a lot of students do that for some reason, but it's really not the best option. You know, this is kind of why I always end up showing this one piece of, you know, this one here is because it really shows that, you know, there's 2 fonts, there's different layer styles on each one. And again, each word is on a different layer, so it really gives you the freedom to move it around. And again, like I said, it's not going to make a big big difference with your grade, but you may want to consider doing that for your portfolio. So, and also with the outer glow and the stroke, if you make it a little bit bigger, let's see here. I don't know, you have a lot of layers here, so I'll just do this one then. So if you do something with a little bit more with the glow or a little bit more with the stroke, it's also going to stand out because it's still a little bit hard to see because you've got complicated text and you've got complicated background still. So again, you could go with, you know, even, let's see what you have for, I don't know, drop shadows don't usually look that great either, but so I mean, let's say you take white and you make it bigger. I'm just gonna say normal, and I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger. I don't know, it's not showing up for some reason. I wonder why. Got your opacity turned up. I would probably actually also get rid of the image behind it, just because it doesn't, you know, it doesn't really add anything to it, and it just creates a little bit more complication. Another thing I would suggest is I would suggest a more font that was a more appropriate for the you know, the computer Chris concept. So if you go to DaFont, and again, none of this is going to really change your grade much, but you've worked so hard on this that you might really want to get it to be the highest level portfolio piece, you know, so you have something for your portfolio. But if you go to like the, you know, where's the techno ones? You know, you can look at techno, you know, and I'm not saying to use any of these because they aren't really that great either. But again, there's like how many pages of these things? There's like more than 21 pages of these techno fonts. So again, there's like sci-fi, you know, you've got tons of really cool fonts and it's super easy to, you know, something like that would look really cool to download and add. So that would be a big suggestion. This looks like a sans serif font that you'd find like in a book or something. It doesn't, you know, it doesn't add anything to it. But again, if you get this type on 3 different layers, each word, you're going to be able to do so much more with it. One more suggestion, or actually 2. I'm not sure this is adding anything. I'd probably turn it off. I would also think of adding, you've got everything's cool colors. I would suggest adding a little bit of warm someplace, even, where's that, this here, let's see, where are we here? You could even add just a little tiny, I'm going to add a layer above this. I don't want to clip it though. And add just a little bit of some kind of a warm color someplace. So I would go in and change the color here to, you know, some type of a red. I mean, you can totally, I mean, this is just real quick and dirty, right? So I'm adding red. And then I would probably go in with the brush and I would really paint in a very low opacity. See, like that's 16%. I usually start off even lower, and I would just, I'm going to zoom in. I would go in and I would just, I'm going to make the brush bigger with the bracket tools, and I would just paint a little bit as you can see how you can barely see it. So again, maybe it needs to be higher, a little bit higher opacity. But again, just play with it again and then zoom in. The best way to do this stuff is to really zoom in. This might be too much, but what it's going to do is add a little bit of emphasis in color, so it's not all blue. I mean, it could be orange, it could be any color. And then if you really wanted to work on creating more repetition, to create more unity, I would repeat the red someplace else, even just a little bit. And I'm not going to, you know, I'm just going to do this with the font, but I mean, you could add something like a little stroke around the text. Oh, that's terrible. But if you just go back into the, you know, into your text, which I already have turned off the image because it just doesn't add anything. You could go into your, where is it again? And you can maybe add you know, another stroke or something else that was a little bit reddish. That would also help. One more thing that would help is to do something with all this white space. Just add a slight color. It could even be like a little really, really light, warmer color. Because what it is that this white space just looks like it's unfinished to people. I mean, I know that you probably like it, and it really does work to make your caricature stand out, but again, it's just a little bit, it looks a little unfinished. I mean, another thing you could do too, if you wanted to make any of these things stand out, like this, because it's kind of hard to see this one, you could also add another little red glow someplace. Where is that image? Is it right here? It's this one right here. You could go in and you can add a layer style to that as well. So you could say, you know, outer glow, and then you could add something, you know, like a, I don't know, some kind of a reddy, pinky color, just to create some of that repetition. For some reason, it's not working on your file. I don't know why. Very strange. Huh. It's X'd out too. I wonder why. There might be an issue with the image quality or something. But anyway, because usually that works pretty well to create. Let me see if it'll work anywhere else. I wonder why it's not working. That's really strange. Huh. Yeah. Some of these are just really crossed out. I'm not gonna. This is not gonna look good. The stroke. Yeah, I wonder why it's not showing. I wonder if something's up with your mask, because this isn't showing up either. So it's probably because of the mask. Yeah, I'm not sure. But anyway, that's just a few little more suggestions. Yeah, because you have a really great piece. I mean, if you spend maybe another hour or so, you're going to even have a much stronger portfolio piece, because the personality of this is really cool. You know, you could also go in and just paint some more red. You've got a little bit of pinkish in the, you know, on these mice. So, okay, so anyway, it's been great working with you. I think that this came out really nice. Overall, really great job. Okay.